Hi, I'm Sarah the gardener, and it's raining outside, which is a pain because you can't really do a lot of gardening in the rain, although it is to be expected more and more of yucky weather as we progress ever so slowly towards winter. So I'm going to do some indoor gardening today. I'm going to make jam, and I'm going to make jam out of my wonderful, incredible, superbly delicious Feijoa. Oh, they smelled so incredible. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Feijoa is, it's a native of South America, but here in New Zealand, oh my gosh, we love them. Absolutely love them. They are from the myrtle family. They're called Feijoa, or also have been known to be called pineapple guava, but they're not related to guava at all. Incredible. They produce prolifically for about 2 months in autumn, and you get to the point where you just can't give them away. You know, you shouldn't have to pay for them, although supermarkets do try to charge you quite an extortionate price for them because someone's got a tree somewhere. There's just so many things you can do with them. They're really versatile. My favourite way is just to eat them naturally. Just peel them or cut them in half and scoop out this, that's so amazingly delicious core. But there are things you can do with it. You can bake it. You can make a crumble or cake. There's lots of different cakes where it's incorporated. In fact, if you swap out the banana aspect of banana cake, you can have a Feijoa cake. Then I'm going to make some wine with what we have left as well, Feijoa wine. Oh my gosh, that is so good. But I'm going to make jam as well. I have made this with it. I dehydrated a whole lot. They're so good. So that'll be a nice little treat. You know, a little snack once winter's come and we want to remember how good it tastes. So you can even just peel them and freeze them and then just get them out in the winter and use them as you will. So they're really versatile, but they don't travel well. They bruise quite easily. So, and it's just such a short season. So I'll put the scientific name down. I think it's Acaciloania. I'll write it down. If you're interested in seeing if it's available where you are, but it's amazing. It grows in a bush, whoa. And an expert once told me that you need to prune it. You know when you've pruned it well enough, the tree, because you can throw a frozen chicken through it. It's pollinated by small birds and bees and bumblebees and things like that. So, and it's can't say enough, so good. So let's get on with the jam making. Okay, so what we have. It's a lovely Feijoa. Now I'll cut one open so you can see what it's like. My knife. What did I do with my knife? There we go. So I'll cut one in half. And there inside it's got this jelly-like stuff that is just so sweet and so delicious. And that's the bit you scoop out with a spoon. So I can either prepare these for making jam by scooping them out with a spoon, but I prefer peeling them. It's a lot quicker. Well, it feels quicker. So just quickly running around with the peeler. There we go. Peeled. Ooh. Peeled. So in here I have a kilo, 1 kg of peeled and chopped Feijoas. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm just going to add an apple as well, just to help with the pectin and the setting. So these are one of my apples. off my tree. A good old-fashioned cooking apple. You don't tend to see cooking apples in the stores too much these days. So, and they're doing really well. It's a good apple. It's because I remembered to put the codling moth traps in this year. The pheromone in the traps. Last year I put the traps up and forgot to add the pheromone. And we had codling moth all the way through our apples, which was quite disappointing. This year it's looking a lot better. Although you can tell when the apples are ready, not so much, because when you go to lift them, put your hand underneath and just try and lift it, and if it comes away easily, you know that it's ready. Or the other indicator, oh my gosh, it's been terrible this year, is the wasps. When the sugars rise in the apples, it attracts the wasps, and there have been hundreds down there, and down in the orchard. And I found 2 nests, so I took care of those. But the other thing that, but they're just drawn to the apples, and they'd get a hole in one, they'd nibble a hole, and then they'd sort of bury themselves into it and make a cavity, and then before you know it, there's like 100 of them in there, and they're all nibbling away at the apple, and it's like a sort of balloon full of wasps. It's pretty scary. And then what they do is, once they've finished that apple, it's just the skin left, and it's looks like an empty balloon just lying on the ground underneath the tree, and they've completely decimated it. So it's something to watch out for, I think. Yeah, that's how you know when your apple's ready, when the wasps are beating you to it. Alright, that should be enough apple. Right, now the other thing we need to add is half a cup of water, and then we'll just put it on. And so there's the apple and the feijoa in the pot, in the water, and we'll just leave it for about 15 minutes until the vegetables, the feijoas and the apple are all soft. So we'll come back in 15 minutes and have a look. So now I'm going to add, this is 1 kilogram of sugar here going in. Seems like a lot, but it is jam, and it is a preservative, so it will stop the jam from going all icky. So just mix it in and keep stirring, because you don't want it to catch on the bottom, and let it turn into jam. It should take about 15 to 20 minutes for it to reach a jam-like consistency, and then we can do the jam test. So I'll run you through that when we get to that point. So we'll just bring this to the boil. Just remember, don't let it burn on the bottom. This is telling me it's getting closer to the end point, really, with the thickening of it. Now, one thing that people worry about is the foam forming on the top. For jams, I don't really worry about it, because as far as I can see, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. But if it's something really exciting that I want to make look really pretty, like a jelly or something, then you can scoop it off, And then if you scoop it off, I just give it to the kids as some kind of fluffy jammy treat once it's cooled down. They love it. But or you can put a knob of butter in there. It's about like just a half a teaspoon or so of butter in there, and that will sort out the bubbles. Okay, so that's had about 15 minutes now, so we'll just have a check. Basically I've got this plate that I've had in the fridge, so it's quite cold, and then just get some of the jam and put it on the plate and just let it cool a little bit, and then we can see if it's ready. Okay, so now that's cooled down, we can check to see if it's set. Now it should, if you can see this, it should kind of wrinkle as when you push your finger through, and it's got a nice jammy texture. So I think it's done. Tastes good too. Okay, so now we put them into the jars. Okay, these jars have been sterilised by baking in the oven at about 110, 120 for 20 minutes or so. And I've sterilised the lids, they're new lids, by boiling them for 5 minutes in a pot on the stove. And so now we shall have jam. Okay, so we shall have jam. Need one more jar. So if we give the rims a wipe with a damp paper towel, just so that you get a good seal with no muck underneath. Everything's really hot, be careful. Oh, very hot. Right. And now, get the lids. Now, these have been boiling, so they are without burning yourself, tighten the lids. And you'll know when they've sealed because you'll hear a little pop when the lids go down. And there we are. 4.5 jars of delicious Feijoa Jam. I can't wait to have some on my toast. So that's all for today. Not a lot going on in the garden, like I said, it's been raining. But and this afternoon I'm off to the dentist to have a wisdom tooth removed. So not exactly a exciting afternoon planned, but I'm sure I'll be grateful for it in the future. Hopefully I won't be any less wise. So thanks for watching. Come again soon. Hopefully the weather next week will be more conducive to having something going on in the garden. And yeah, take care.